On my channel, I talk a lot about how to start and grow a business and entrepreneurship in general. And so a lot of the people who watch my videos are interested in doing exactly that. But a lot of what I talk about has to do with using a computer. And that's something that not everyone has access to. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how you can start your own business using just your cell phone so that you can start a business even if you don't have access to a computer or you don't have a lot of resources yourself. If you want to start your own business, then one of the very first things that you'll need to do is, of course, decide what kind of business you want to start. And you might be wondering what kinds of businesses you could start with just your cell phone. Well, there are a lot of different opportunities because there are all sorts of businesses that you can run online these days. But I came up with a few specific ideas that are definitely possible to do with just your cell phone. And I made a separate video all about that. It's called 7 Businesses You Can Start With Your Phone, and I'll link it up in the card and also down below in the description so that if you need an idea, you can start there. In this video though, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what you need to do and how to do it with your phone in order to get your business off the ground, up and running, and making money. Oh, and by the way, what you need to do to start a business with your phone isn't really different from what you need to do if you were to start a business in any other sort of way. You just have to do it in different ways. Okay, so with that being said, let's get on into it and talk about how to do this. The very first thing you need to do to start a business with your phone is just to create a business plan. You can, of course, do this in a lot of different ways, whether you have a computer or not. You can write your business plan on a note on your phone, or you could just pull out a pen and paper and write your business plan down there. Now, I have a different video about how to write a business plan. So if you want a detailed guide for writing a plan for your business so that your business can be successful right from the beginning, then you can go check that out. But some of the basics are you need to create a plan for exactly what your business is going to sell, how that product will help your customers, and how you're going to market and deliver that product to your customers. You need to have those basic bases covered if you want your business to be a profitable venture. Once you've created a tentative plan for your business, the next step is to do some market research. The whole point of market research is to figure out if there is a demand for your product. You want to make sure that people actually want your product before you go to the work to make it and try to market it. Now, this is something that you can absolutely do on your phone because most market research these days is done on the internet or else with individual people. Your phone is a device that you can use to access the internet and access social media, which is a great place to do some market research, and it's also obviously a device that you can use to connect with other people. You can connect with people on social media, give people a call, have a chat with people via text. There's all sorts of different ways that you can connect with prospective customers. In order to do this market research, first you have to find prospective customers, and then you need to talk to them and figure out if they would be interested in your product and interested in paying money for it. Typically, the best and easiest way to find people is with social media. So you could either find people who are in a Facebook group, or you could find people who are all following a particular business or influencer online. You want to find a group of people that, based on who they're following or what group they're in, leads you to believe that they might be interested in your product. So for example, if you wanted to provide health coaching services to a certain demographic, so for example, to women over 50, then you would want to find Facebook groups about being healthy or losing weight, topics like that, that were full of women of that demographic. Or you could find an influencer or brand that targets a similar demographic and helps with a similar sort of concern, and you could start interacting with some of their followers in the comments on their social media posts. Once you find these prospective customers, then you need to connect with them and get some more information from them. You can either do this by putting a survey out there and offering an incentive for people to complete the survey, or you can ask them to hop on a 15-minute Skype call with you so that you can ask them some more questions. Once you've completed your market research and you're confident that there is a demand for your product, then you'll be ready to move on to the next step of the process and actually develop the product. Now, depending on what type of business you're starting and what you're going to sell, this process could look like a lot of different things. For example, if you were a health coach, maybe you just need to outline your coaching plan. Or on the other hand, if you're going to be selling a physical product, then maybe you need to actually have the physical product created or find a source that you can get the physical product from. On the other hand, if you're going to create a digital product, then you might need to film videos for your digital product or have your digital product designed by a graphic designer. Now, as you're developing your product, keep in mind that if you want to be able to run this business from your phone, then the product that you create will need to be something that can be delivered from your phone. So for example, you could provide consulting services from your phone by video chatting with your clients or by providing services via email, or you could send a digital product over the internet using your phone. And selling a physical product isn't out of the question either. You can use your phone to connect with a fulfillment company that could store and ship that physical product to your customers for you. As for how to actually create the product, there are some types of products that you could create using your phone itself. For example, you could make an online course by filming videos with your phone and then uploading them to an online course platform such as Teachable. Or you could outsource the creation or part of the creation of your digital product to someone else. For example, you could have a graphic designer create the PDFs for your product. You also could write content on your phone. You could write an ebook, or you could write the content for the PDFs for your course. Beyond that, as I already mentioned, you could provide consulting services, in which case you could outline your coaching program or your consulting program on a note on your phone, or you can use your phone to contact all sorts of people who you can outsource aspects of product creation to. For example, you could contact a manufacturing company that could produce a prototype of a physical product that you want to create. Once your product is created, then you can move on to the next step of the process where you're going to begin marketing your product. Now, before you get out there and actually start advertising it and telling people about it, you're going to want to set up some sort of simple website or perhaps a website alternative. Basically, you just need to have a place on the internet where people can go to actually purchase your product. This could be a website. It also possibly could be a simple payment link that is included in your Instagram profile, as an example. Now, personally, I would recommend that you actually set up a website because it's going to make your business look a lot more professional, and it will really allow you to have the space to tell people everything they need to know about your product and provide a secure way for them to purchase it. There are many different ways that you can set up a website using nothing more than your phone. For example, you could build a website on Squarespace. One thing to keep in mind is that while it is totally possible to completely design your website on just your cell phone, the reality is that there are some aspects of the design process that will be a lot easier on a computer. And there are some features of website design software that you might not have access to on mobile. And so this is one part of the process where having access to a computer, even for just a few hours, could really come in handy. So you might want to see if you could borrow a friend's computer or if you could access the computer at a local library to make your website look exactly how you want it to. Once your website is set up, then you're pretty much ready to open for business. And what that means is that it's time to start getting the word out about your product. So you need to come up with some sort of marketing strategy so that people will actually find out about it, visit your website, and purchase it. Now, there's all sorts of different ways that you can market your business these days that are affordable or even free, and many of them you can do with your cell phone. For example, one of the very most straightforward ways is to do exactly what you did earlier on when you were doing that market research. Find groups of people who might be interested in your product, connect with them, and then see if they are interested once they find out about it. Basically, this is networking, and you can do it online, on social media, and certainly with your cell phone. You also could actually meet people locally as well. Beyond networking, you can also use content marketing. Content marketing means that you use content such as articles or videos to attract the right people to your business. So you might write articles that would appeal to the sort of person who might be later interested in buying your product. In this way, they find out about your business in a really natural, organic way, and you get to help them right off the bat so that they have a positive feeling about your company and they'll be more likely to buy your product. Once the prospective customer has read your article or watched your video, then you can give them a call to action to learn more about the product that you have to offer. Of course, there are all sorts of different ways that you can create content with your phone these days. You could write an article on your phone, or you could use your phone to record a video and share it on YouTube. Many businesses these days, including my own business, uses YouTube to attract prospective customers. Beyond networking and content marketing, you could also consider outsourcing the marketing of your business by hiring an ad manager to advertise your business using paid advertising strategies. As your marketing begins to work and you start to attract your first customers, it will be time to move on to step 6 and serve those customers. Now, of course, when you developed your product earlier on, you made sure that it was a product you could deliver to these customers using your cell phone, and so now you'll be able to do exactly that. Now, we've already talked about how you might provide a service or deliver a product to your customers via mobile, so I'm not going to go on about that now. And of course, depending on which type of product or service you're selling, this will look very different from one business to the next. The final step for starting a successful business with just your cell phone is to grow your team. Now, this step is somewhat optional. Some people choose to be solopreneurs and not work with anyone else. They just want to serve their customers on their own, and they don't want to be encumbered by working with other people. However, most people experience that they're able to serve a lot more customers, earn more money, and be more effective if they hire some help. This is something that you definitely can do with your cell phone. There are all sorts of websites online, I'll list a couple of them down below, that you can visit to find qualified people who are looking for work. Now, of course, when you start hiring people for your company, you'll want to be very strategic about this and make sure that you hire the people who will either save you the most time or really help to add to your business's bottom line. You certainly don't want these first employees or contractors to be an expense to your business, but rather an investment. As you can see, starting a business with your cell phone really isn't that different from starting a business in any other way. You have to come up with a few workarounds to figure out how you can complete each of these steps with the limitation of only having your phone, but it is certainly possible. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I put together another video called 7 Businesses You Can Start With Your Phone that lists some different options for businesses that this will work for. Now, it's certainly not a complete list. There are many other types of businesses that you could start, but that will at least give you a starting place to give you some ideas. Do you run your own business? If so, leave a comment down below and tell me what your business does. If you don't have a business yet, then I would love to hear what type of business you're interested in starting. One last important thing that I want you to keep in mind. If you really want your business to be successful, you need to start with a strategic plan for how your business is going to turn a profit. If you start with a great plan, all the other steps will fall into place because you'll know what you're doing. If you want some help planning your business for profit, then check out the link below to join the Profit Planning Challenge. It's starting up really soon, and it is a free 4-day training experience that will guide you step by step through the process of creating a profit plan for your business. As I mentioned, having a plan for how your business is going to profit will make things much easier and much more likely to be successful. So if you want to find out more about that, then just click that link down below. I'd love to have you join us for the Profit Planning Challenge. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.